Hey everybody, welcome back to Shots Life. This week I'm working on the 2005 American Eagle, and we're putting airbags on the front. We are putting feet underneath the feet as well. We're doing a little painting, and we're putting new tires on the big rig. Cha-ching. So now that I'm broke, I needed you to watch all the commercials, please. All right, stick with me. Welcome to my life. I'm not really sure what she's doing under there. Her mom is at the store, so she's confused what to do with just me. I'm boring, I guess. I put her bed there, but she don't want to hang out in it, I guess. Anyway, hey, we got a box from E-Trailer. I ordered the foot. They carry a lot of the motorhome stuff that you need. So I got my new pad, foot pad here. So hopefully it works. When they did the rebuild of the hydraulic ram, they tried to help me out and they flattened it out. I'll show it to you. So the thing was sitting crooked, so it was sitting in there like this, right? And so they thought that if they smashed this down, then that would help me out. Well, really what that did, well, it's hard to do right now, but it had the bolt sticking out the bottom. So the bolt then pierces whatever it goes into. So all the weight is on the head of that bolt. That's not the way it's supposed to be. I tried hammering that down. It was already bent. So I mean, and they were trying to help me. They weren't trying to, you know, screw me over. But I ended up going to E-Trailer. E-Trailer had these feet that I could buy, which is great. At least somebody's making them. And they are daggone close. Yep, they match up. So that's the new foot, which has the indentation for the bolt, so the bolt does not sit on the ground. So that's good, yeah. So they match up pretty good. All right, so I also ordered these. These are awesome. They're a little expensive, they're a little pricey, right? But basically what they do is put them on the ground underneath your pad, and then when your pad pushes down the hydraulics, then push it into these grooves, and then you have a permanent pad, rubber pad to put your, you know, it's a harder rubber, but you have a rubber pad, and you don't have to constantly slide wood and stuff in and out underneath your jack feet. And you have a wider stance on the bottom. So for me, the advantage is I'm jacking this sucker down on concrete all the time, and I'm putting boards underneath. I won't have to do that anymore. These should push in, and everything should fit just right. If they don't, I'll probably end up ordering 3 feet, but they're supposed to work on these as well. So we'll see. If they don't though, I'll just order new stuff. But I think this one's been stretched out from being pushed and all that stuff. But that's pretty daggone close to the original size. I mean, it is a little different. I mean, it's just a little bit smaller, but they should work. All right, well, let me get this sucker installed on there, and that'll solve one problem. And then we'll put these guys on. Kind of excited, to be honest with you. Upgrade! Not just fixing now, we're upgrading. All right, don't tell the wife I'm spending money on upgrades and not fixing. I can't tell you what I spent this month, but it was ridiculous. All right, let me get underneath there and get these bolted on. All right. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so I'll go start down jacking those manually. I'll try not to let them hit the ground, to be honest with you. I'll try to get them close and stop and close and stop. And then we'll have to run the bus for that. And then we'll adjust those as we need to, and then we'll smash them down in there. This is where I really... baby trailers. Wah, wah, wah. They guaranteed me they'd fit. They don't fit. My feet are just too big. They're like just a little bit bigger than those. Like maybe, I mean, you saw. And they just smashed the thing. They won't pop in. Their foot popped right in. So actually what I'll do is just call back and get 3 new feet so that I can put those on there. It'll be so much more convenient for me on this concrete. In the meantime, I've lifted the front of the bus. This is the front of the bus, not the back of the bus. So I lifted up. I'll get some jack stands under here, and then we'll get to work on getting these front airbags off. And they look like there's a bolt on, I don't know. There's a bolt on this side and there's a bolt on the other side. So hopefully there's not one in the center. And then on the top, there's probably a bolt. I haven't got up there yet, but I'm assuming there's a bolt up here. Well, it looks like there's a couple nuts up there on the top. This one's gonna be interesting. I need to pull the other ones out, the new ones out, and kind of check to see what I got. And hopefully it's the 4 bolts and then an air connection. I am gonna have to break the air condition off once it's out, because I don't think I can get up there and get it out. We'll see. I mean, maybe I can. And we'll go from there. Yeah. All right, well, let's get some jack stands on this thing, just in case. Make me feel better. The front, of course, is a whole lot lighter than the back. But let me get some jack stands under here anyway, because we are about a ½ inch off the ground. And go from there. All right, for these front bags, it looks like 2 bolts in the top. And it's even got the torque recommendations right on top, which is so awesome, so awesome. And then it's going to be 2 bolts on the bottom, and this one's metal, which I like. The other one, that was like a plastic, some kind of fiberglass, or I don't know. No, that's not fiberglass, but some kind of heavy duty plastic. So I'm gonna have to read into that. I don't know. I like metal underneath my. I mean, I don't know if it really makes a difference. It probably wears out just the same, but still. So I will get those unbolted. It looks like the 4 bolts are gonna be what we're gonna do. They are smaller. So hopefully they're not as hard to get out. Knock on wood. And the airline is a small airline too, which surprised me. It's not the big one like the back. So yeah, all right. Well, I'll get going on this. Doesn't look terrible. I don't want to jinx myself, but I'll get those. I still need to get those jack stands in there. Let me do that before I even forget that, which would be ridiculous. And then we'll go from there. All right, in typical shot mode, I haven't been filming. I don't know, I got excited. So I've been working on this for quite a while. I got the top out pretty easy. The bottom 2 bolts came out okay. One was really tough, but now there's a 3rd one on the very back side of that. So I'm trying to figure out how to get to that. I really want to use their ratchet because the other one was so tough. I'm hoping that I can bring it down somewhere, at least get a wrench down here, a big breaker bar down here on it, right? I mean, there's just no way to get to it back there. So that's where I'm at, trying to get her done. They are smaller bolts, so they weren't killer. The tops were really small. That's the top ones. They're nothing to them. So that's kind of where we're at there. So let me get in here and try to get that last bolt out of there, and I can get this thing out of here and swap the air off the top, and then we'll put her back in. All right, we got the bag out. It really wasn't bad. I just used a bunch of extensions that came from the bottom where the ratchet is all the way up to the top, and they had one that was clear after I just got done complaining about them. Wondering why they don't just make the stuff for truckers. So there, I got the valve off. We'll go gum that up and get it put in the new one, and then we'll get the new one installed. All right, let's get going on this so we can get done. Woo. right, so basically I have the top attached, and it's all in there. And the bottom, I just got a gap there, right? I will lower this down, but I'm going to lower it down once I get the other side in first, because that's a lot of room that'll take away from me, and it's already hard enough to get all that stuff off of there now. So I'm going to switch to the other side, start pulling that bag off, get the other one put in there the same way. Then I'll lower it down a few inches and then get those last 3 bolts in each side, hopefully. So, all right, let's switch over. So we got the driver's side in there. It was a monster. I don't know how good of the video is that I got, but I put it in there and then I turned the tire and I couldn't get this side in, so I had to go back around, loosen up the other 2 bolts, come back around, get this one started, go back around, tighten the other bolts, and then put this one back in all the way back in. But it's done, so we're switching over to the passenger side, which we need to get the bottom bolts on, and then we're good. So let's go do that and see how that comes out. All right, I got her done. I got the jack stands moved. We have bags. So that's good. So now the test. Go push the button here. Nasty as I am. And put the hydraulics down, and she'll go to town. All right, let's go to auto. Pull with me. That's interesting. Okay, so we'll just go lower. And then now we'll go auto. Nope. All corners lower. Now we'll hit travel. Let's see what happens. Yeah, all the jacks are raising. Yep, all those jacks are up, all those jacks are up. Turn the lift in the rear. I think the front's up already too. Let's see what we got. She's lifting as we speak. Yep, there she goes. She's up. Excellent. Now I guess we'll just shut the bus off and listen for any air leaks, and then we'll be good to go. We have new airbags. That was a major job. You know, it's been what, a couple, 3 days? I guess I've been doing hydraulics, so it's been about 2 weeks working on this thing, hydraulics and all that. So I'm thrilled. I am just thrilled to get this done. Again, I'll check for leaks. I'm gonna probably take it out and run her, and then I'll come back and just check all them bolts again. And then I'm thinking she's good. So we'll start on something else. All right, so yesterday was a busy day for me. I didn't do a video, any of it actually. I was just putzing around, and when I was putzing around, I ended up pulling this acrylic shield up, waxing the bottom of it, waxing the front off, all out, just cleaning it up really good. I also replaced the 2 chrome strips on each side of the logo there, so that it's not all wrinkled up, nasty looking. And I also put the hose on the windshield wiper so that it won't just pour down the windshield. Looks like this one did too, so I may have to check. I see a run here too, so maybe I need to check this one as well, make sure it's not blown out, and maybe this one's blown out as well. So I need to look at that. But also I was working on the sewer stuff. Trying to figure it all out. I need to hook it to water today, but I did get all the sewer drains and stuff ordered, so I got those in. I just ordered the stuff off of Amazon. It came with basically all the hoses you need to hook to the sewer, and then it came with a whole nother box of it. I didn't order 2, so I don't know why I got 2, but there are 2 here, so it is what it is. I do need to hook it to water today. I opened the filter, there was no filter, so I have that on order coming in as well. It should be here. Actually, it should be here now. I don't know where it is. I'll have to look around. Maybe I already got it, but I need to put it in. And then I'll need to hook it to the water because I haven't done that yet. Make sure nothing's leaking or whatever. And big news today is that I broke down and finally ordered tires. This one's leaking right here and has a little gash in the sidewall there. The one on the other side has a gash in the sidewall from probably hitting rocks or something. I don't know what he hit with it, but it has a pretty good groove. If the motorhome's sitting right, it's right here. And if the motorhome's sitting right, this is really splits open. And they're right at the end of their service life. They're at right around 7 years, or a little over. Yeah, right around 7 years. So it's probably time. And there's just a little bit of uneven wear on the 2 outboards. Now, what I think that the guy did was, I think that he rotated them because these are all can be steer tires. And I think he rotated them to the back here. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm thinking that's what he did. So, yeah, there you have it. It is what it is. So I will be taking these down and getting them swapped out. I got the Toyos. They were about half the price of these. I like these, but they were about half the price of these. And as much as we're going to be on the road, half the price is probably the right decision as opposed to a tire that's going to be on the highway all the time. So anyway, regardless, got those ordered today, so that's big. A lot of money. Semi tires are not cheap. I think what I might do though is pick the best 4, have them keep them for me, and then bring my dump truck down and have them put on my dump truck. So we'll see. I think those are the same tires, so I'll check into that, and yeah, we'll go from there. All right, well, this morning I decided to come out here and I was like, you know, these little mirrors are driving me crazy on the front, how they're all chipped off and corroded. And I was like, it'll just take me about 10 seconds to get the chrome off. And I'll just spray her down. Here I am, 3 hours later, still sanding, still grinding, whatever. I'm just trying to make it smooth at this point is all I'm trying to do now. I got all the stuff that's really going to flake off, and now I'm just trying to feather in the chrome into the you know, the metal where it's cracked off, so you don't see that. It's a lot of sanding. It takes forever to cut through that stuff. I'd like to peel it all off, but it just can't do that. It won't come off like that. So I just keep sanding on her and trying to feather her down where I can. But I think it's going to be fine. I mean, I'm just going to spray it silver. You know, just trying to hide the badness, you know, it's just bad. This one's not bad yet. I can see underneath where it's bubbling, but this one's fine, so I'm gonna leave this one alone for now. I'm gonna paint this one silver. Eventually, when that one starts peeling, I'll take that chrome off there and paint it silver too. I'm not big on chrome right there anyway, because I don't want it flashing me in the eyes, the sun hitting it and flashing me in the eyes, so I think silver is a better option anyway. But it'll be close enough, I think, that you won't see the other side looking bad, or that's what I'm hoping for anyway. So yeah, I don't know what makes those things corrode so bad though, but man, that one was just corroded terribly. So, but I got her all taped off so they don't get overspray, and man, it really made a mess this morning when I first started, because I mean, the dust was everywhere. I mean, that white powdery, I don't know what that's made of. I don't even know. Maybe aluminum or something. I don't know, but the white corrosion probably is aluminum, because it's white corrosion that was all over everything. It might have been part of the plating process too. I don't know, but anyway, it was just corroded like crazy. And I mean, it was white was just covering everything down here. So I got all that cleaned up and was taping it off, gonna paint it. And then I thought, you know what, let me feather this some more. And I keep doing that. I keep going, well, let me get this, well, just a little more here, a little more there. And so I've been doing that for about, another hour or so. I think it's about 11 o'clock now, and I started right around 8:30. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to sanding this off a little more, and then I'll spray it, and then I'll go from there. All right, so there you go. We got her sprayed up. She looks pretty good. I do have a run, but we'll sand her down anyway after this. It goes on real thick. We'll sand her down with some real light sandpaper and get her done. But and then we'll put our silver coat on top once we get her sanded down. All right, I got the first coat of spray on there, and it's a little sparkly silver. There are a couple little marks where you can see the old chrome things. I tried to prime it in and sand it down a little bit. A couple of them show, but it's definitely way better than it was, for sure. It's pretty decent, pretty decent. So we'll let that dry. We'll do another coat and then go from there. All right, since I got her all masked up, I decided I'm gonna go ahead and do this worn out door handle here. So I'll cut this out, tape all around it, and then tape the key part off, and then I'll spray this as well. It really needs it, it's pretty worn out. That should dress that up a little bit too. I'll do that in black. So that's what I'm gonna be up to here. So let me get busy on that. All right, so I got the door handle primed up. I gotta run. I don't know how I gotta run. I mean, I don't know. It's just a little run. It'll sand out because it's sandable primer, but just, come on. So anyway, I don't know what's going on, if it's the humidity or what I'm doing, but anyway. So she's taped up, she's primed. I'll let that dry for an hour or two. Maybe shoot tonight, maybe shoot in the morning. I still have to sand it down and make it smooth again. Probably shoot another coat of primer. And in the meantime, that one up there is drying very nice. It's looking good. All right, YouTube, hey, it's the next day. I got the mirror all dried up. It's dry, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I could have spent hours more working on that chrome because you can see a couple little places where the chrome is peeled and not feathered that great. But she'll do for now. I'll make them back later and sand it down again. We'll see, but for now, to get us through this first trip, it's just not that nasty peeling chrome. And I'm about to shoot the door handle black. It's primed up, sat overnight, so we'll get her black now and then let that dry. And then I'll peel all this off because I got other stuff to do. And this is slowing me down. All right, so that's what I'm up to. Let me get spraying. All right, so while that was probably really fast with the time lapse, yeah, I don't like to spray too much on this black. It runs so fast. So I just shot a light coat over it. I got the edges and then shot a light coat over the front. We'll let that sit and let it dry out. I still need to get on the back side of the handle and the inside of the thing there. But I know that with this black, if you try to shoot that, you're gonna get runs. So I'll let this dry up some and then I'll reshoot and get those areas and I'll let that dry up some. You know, it's kind of one of those things. You gotta take your time on this. Otherwise you're gonna have runs, so. All right, so I'm gonna go find some other stuff to do and I'll be back with you in 2 seconds for you and probably an hour for me. All right, I got a couple replacement feet because the pads that I got, the big rubber pads, wouldn't fit two of the ones that I already had. So I gotta get that off. Boy, those don't wanna come off either, the ones that need to come off. But yeah, I got the replacements and then I'll put the rubber pads on after I get those on. I got the bus jacked up on my wood plates. Just give me that extra inch I need to get the air hammer in there. I tried doing it without it, but I couldn't. All right, I didn't film. I got in there and pumped it off. I'm doing that a lot lately. But you can see that's the old one and that's the new one. And there's just barely any difference between them. But enough that it doesn't fit. I mean, it's just a lip. Yeah, I can't get it to sit on there without one hand, but there you go. So you can see it's just a lip bigger and it doesn't fit. So they're all bent up anyway, so I guess it's time. We'll get these new ones. YouTube. Hey, I just got back from Ohio. A friend of mine retired up there at Wright Patton Air Force Base. So anyway, we just got back in town, but I figured I needed to get these feet thrown on here because tomorrow morning I head out to go get new tires. So I want to get these lined up, get them put on, the two that we just put on, the new feet, and so I'll have to run the bus down jacks, hydraulics, and they'll press themselves on there, so that'll be pretty cool. So yeah, let's get this done, and that way tomorrow I don't have to worry about it in the morning. You'll be ready to go. So again, the last time we're going to see these, but these snap pads are awesome. The jack goes down, they just push themselves in there, and then they catch up underneath the lip, and they are permanently underneath their big rubber pads. And then you don't have to worry about trying to get boards up underneath and all that stuff. Like right now, bending down. If you're at a campsite on the gravel and stuff, you're reaching under here, and you just don't need to be, because they have snap pads. They are kind of pricey though, I ain't gonna lie. All right, start this out, then we'll get the hydraulics going. So the snap pads are on and the bus is already in travel mode. I took the jacks back up. I do have one over there that is leaking just a little bit, so we'll have to watch that one. I don't know, maybe I turned it when I was putting that one didn't get a new foot, so I don't know, that one might be already going bad. But yeah, I got the tire all aired up for tomorrow's trip. I just needed to last an hour to get down to the tire shop. But we'll check in the morning. We do need to unplug in the morning. But it looks like everything's ready to go for tomorrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my feet up. It's a long day. So, all right, I'll check back with you guys tomorrow. We'll go down and film on putting some new tires on. All right, I've also got a flat tire on the side-by-side. So let me get the jack, get a wrench, get the tire off, and I'll just get it patched while I'm at the tire place tomorrow. All right, good morning. Today is the day we go get tires. So I just need to unplug her. I left this open to remind me I had that other tire in there I need to get done. I hope I remember that. And I got to unplug her, put all the cable away. Then I'm going to check that tire one last time and we'll take off. All right, YouTube, we're off the country roads and we're heading down the main drag. She's riding pretty nice, that's for sure. I actually put one magnet on this drawer today, and that was good because it keeps falling out every time I excelled before, so it seems to be working. Got some alternate magnets, I'll show those in a while. Yeah, I was kind of in a hurry to get out of there, head this way. But she's rolling good. I mean, you know, I did find that gearing down really helped me stay off the brakes coming out of my neighborhood because it's all hills, so I did that. It was the first test of that. The engine held her back pretty well, so I'll do that in the future. But we're rolling. We're rolling. All right, so I'm down here at the Lebanon, Kentucky at the tire place. And I guess things aren't as lined out as I thought they would be, especially after I was so clear on the phone that I wanted an appointment. And she was like, well, we don't do appointments and whatever. So this morning she walked in and the guy's not here yet, her husband, and wasn't answering his phone or whatever. And I guess she finally got a hold of him and she told me basically it's going to be a while. And I said, well, I'm still going to wait. And she goes, yeah, that's what everybody says. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I'm not leaving, so I don't know what the deal is. Hopefully this works out to be a good thing. I'm not 100% sure. And we'll get these tires swapped out and that one tire patched, and we'll go from there. I do have a flat tire though. They tied the two plugs and they made it almost here. I was like a mile out and the tire really started sagging, so it's toast. So the bus is leaning. But I'm sitting here in the parking lot, so I'm not too stressed about it. We'll get it swapped over to the new tire. Things will be just fine. They may ridicule me a little bit for running a little bit on a flat tire, but I was just down the road. I'm not paying for a tow for a tire I'm about to swap out. So just took my time, went real slow, 35 miles an hour, and creeped in, and I'm here. There's still air in the tires, just not a lot. And the bus is leaning on that side, so I'm sitting on a hill too, but anyway. All right, so one of the problems I had in this bus is every time I'd accelerate, the door drawers would just roll out. I don't know what the deal with that is. This one's actually gotten stiffer since I've started using it. So I went out on Amazon and I found these flat magnets, and they're pretty good, good enough to stop a drawer right. They're actually pretty strong. Magnets are getting really good these days. So I got those to put on these drawers. I'm sitting here, nothing else to do. Probably evidently have a half hour, so I'm going to go ahead and put these magnets on just so these drawers don't roll out every time I take off, But I thought this was a good solution. They also sent me I ordered these from another company, and they sent me some cheap ones that you get, the regular drawer ones that you can get from Lowe's, the big ones. I didn't understand it, so I sent those back, and then I went to a different company, and they actually sent me the right ones. So I'm out here on my phone. I have to stay away. The boss man wants my help. Actually, they need me to raise the bus up, but the boss lady there, the lady that owns the place with the guy, she's worried about liability insurance. So I'm just standing back, trying to stay out of the way. And then when he needs me, I go over and lift the jacks or whatever and move the bus. But yeah, new tires getting put on her. Wish you could film the whole process. You guys seen tires been replaced before, I'm sure. Anyway, not what I expected, but I understand. So yeah, on the side of a warehouse, water replacing the tires. Yeah, at least they're getting done. All right, there you go. We have new tires. Hey, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week.